Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching this interview. Today, I'm going to interview Marigia Maggipinto, performer, dancer, and a teacher of mine in Accademia Susanna Beltrami. She studied at Accademia Belle Arti di Rome, and she was a principal dancer of Wuppertal by Pina Bausch. After years of experiences and holding workshop all around the world, now she's attending as a teacher in Accademia Susanna Beltrami. Um, I have an honor today to welcome her, and we are going to have this beautiful interview with her. Just waiting for her to join. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, and thank you for accepting my invitation to this interview. I'm very honored to have you here with me today. I gave a very brief introduction about you as a performer, as a dancer, and as my teacher in the Accademia Susanna Beltrami. And we are very happy today to have you, and I'm very happy and excited to have this interview with you.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here as well.
Thank you. So I was thinking that to start the interview, I want to have a flashback. It really fascinated me that you had quite a journey. I mean, you traveled as an artist all over the world, holding workshop, teaching, and also studying as a dancer, as a performer. I want to really know what it fascinates me. Where did it all begin? The sparkle of this journey. If you have some memories of your childhood to share us, it would be really nice.
Okay, so the very beginning. I mean, the memory I have when I was 7 years old. Maybe it started before. I don't know, but when I was 7, I saw a performance on the TV of a ballet performance, and I was so captured from the fact of these beautiful dancers. They will move with such lightness. So this kind of lightness and expression, it was really shocking for me, I guess. Nobody in my family had any kind of history about dance or theater or performing art in any way. So I guess maybe because I was a very timid, shy little person, and I guess I was probably captured from the fact that I could express myself in another way and express my emotion and my way of being, not with words.
Yes, So, very interesting. I know that once you told me that you studied the fine arts in Rome. I want to know more about this, as I know that you are also a painter. And as a painting is the mother of so many arts, how did it really reflect and affect you as a dancer or your vision as an artist in general? Um, can you explain a little bit about it, please?
Well, in fact, I started to have this willing and desire to paint, to draw, and I wanted to do the artistic high school in my city, which was not really a good school. I mean, not a good school, but you know, I come from a family, they're all jurists, lawyers, and another branch of
I can
completely. And so they were looking at me like I was a white fly, like what what is
one.
what?
The outsider, maybe.
Yeah, yes, yes. But I really wanted to study drawing and painting, and so again, against the willing of my father and my family, I joined the high school, the artistic high school, and from there I was of course also doing dance. I mean, I was studying, in the school, um, ballet and dance and ballet technique, and so and it complement actually in a way, because I remember that, for example, when in the second year we started sculpture, I could really work the clay, but feeling my body
Yeah.
in the movement, and it was something that I loved so much. And I could express the body, the figure, and I was really into learning the anatomy of the body, and really the knowledge that I was studying, also dancing and technique, it really complement this, the way I could, draw or look at a body, a person, and drawing the figure, because I would feel the movement inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so that was something that I love it so much. I remember that I would stay longer than the class. When the school was finished, I would stay in the class and keep drawing or keep my work, because it was so, like, it was feeding me, it was nurturing me,
Yeah.
it was nurturing my being, my soul, everything. So um this was really, at a certain point I had to make a choice, because there was no time to do both. So I really had to do it, make a choice.
Yeah, but of course they can, like, I mean, it's very evidence of in your visionary, also in the creation that you make in working with the student as a teacher is very vivid, that you have this capacity and this part of you very alive about painting picture and imagination. So that's why I was so curious to know about it.
Yeah, yes, because I think it gives you the way of looking and perceive peculiarities
Yes.
and details, and and the feeling, that is stronger, even for maybe um, in relationship of something that is static.
Yeah.
You could see the movement of everything inside, and that, and it helped me to be a dancer, to study dance, into, develop that kind of uh, perception.
Well, thank you. And now talking about dance, to go a step farther. Um, I know that you had a lot of experience performing with different choreographers. Um, I know that you were a principal dancer of Wuppertal Pina Bausch for years. Uh, but I want to ask from you the process of a character as a dancer, developing a character or developing this shape that is moving on stage. you can choose between a performance that you maybe liked more, or I don't know if you had a favorite, or everything is like really you can pick up and just um, explain to us how was the really first step to develop that character, to arrive to that body language that you were creating for that character. What was the research? What was the first step to give a life to your body about that request that the choreographer was asking from you?
Well, it was not a easy path, because it's about searching. It's about working within yourself a lot, and also it's about courage, um, to just break all, the shells and the limits that you have with your mind, of a judgment to yourself and stuff like that. So I think I was very fortunate to be and to have met great teachers, and to have worked with Pina Bausch. um, gave me really that kind of challenge I probably needed, although it's mostly most of the time it's painful too, depends on your character, But this process, in my case, it made possible for me through pain to go through this, because you have to go through. You can't avoid and do some. You have to go through that and be honest and be true. And sometimes this is depends, but sometimes this can be a very painful process. But that give me the possibility to pull out, from from my own deep self, um, what I wanted to say, or what I wanted to um, yeah what was my need, why I was doing that, why was I research in the right way to pull out the most honest thing out of myself. And and then in this process, you in a way it's a growing process, and you cannot see it yourself. You cannot see the process, but it happens. And you see it in the time. And I realized that you know that we have to be so much patient with ourselves, because we do not have the conscience right away of what we are, of this process. But this is an interior timing that also requires time, and you will see that after. Um, and so that's the gift. It's already, you are doing already gifts after gifts to yourself, and then and then suddenly will manifest this, but you need to be patient.
And
Yeah.
that as a dancer, you had a lot of course, rehearsals, both for your performances and every pieces that you wanted to prepare to for the show for an audience. But I imagine that you had a routine program to do your training, and maybe as a ritual, the quotidian rhythmic of as a dancer life. um, I want to point out that was were there the days that you were feeling a little bit like down, and if what exactly was the instinct that kept you awake to go on if you were a little bit down as a dancer? I imagine you went to a lot of maybe physical pain and everything, and the training, the rehearsal. What was the motor to to keep you going in you?
Well, I think it was passion.
Mm.
Passion is one of the wheel, that and love, um, for what you for this kind of art, and um, I think it was passion, um, and to try to get better. So sometimes I would say, okay, today I don't feel the maximum of my self or life condition, um, but I have to continue to go on. So it's a kind of also a discipline that it's required. It's required, because that gives a rhythm, that gives um, uh, the ability to do a little step forward, even though maybe you don't have at that moment the strength or motivation. But by doing it, instead of not doing it, there is a big difference,
Yeah.
because doing it activate a process that you keep going forward.
Yes.
So that's the strength that you have to develop, and I think that it's really pulled out and supported by passion
Yes.
and love. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And now I want to go in another step, another part of your life when you passed from being a dancer to transform all the information that you have as a teacher. How did you perceive it? I mean, I imagine that you also worked with non-dancers, the people that they didn't know how to dance. What do you think about it as a someone who know these movements and everything, study maybe all her life? When you encounter with the people that they are non-dancers, what is this? What is interesting about? Can you explain us, and how can you really make these people dance with you all around by the sea? Because I was seeing the video, it was very beautiful. Can you explain more about it?
Well, it is true that there is it's two completely different things to be a performer
Mhm.
and to start to be somebody that wants to transmit something to somebody else. It's two complete different things. Okay, I have to say that for me, specifically for me, um, this was the willing, how to transmit. I was always very afraid, afraid, and I would ask myself, how can I do my best to transmit this? And I think the key of that is compassion, but compassion in a way that you would like compassion toward another human being, that you want to find any kind of way to make this other person feel what you feel. So and so it starts, if you are you aim a process with this kind of thoughts and willing, then during the process come the ideas how to pull out and how to let this person express itself the way he is, and to feel beauty, you know, to feel the way you feel also. So I think when you open this kind of doors, it is possible that you create an environment where people, any kind of person can grow and can, you know, perceive something, you know. It's like really when you give a gift with all your heart, you know, and you have to do it for the other person, not for yourself. Which is a complete different way of act and thinking, you know, because, you know, we are artists. It's very easy to become, to have an ego, you know, and I think a person that starts this other way to teach and to transmit has to put aside this, and has to like embrace, have, you know, expand the ego, expand it and embrace the other person.
Of course. Talking about this, um, you know, I have a lot of questions. I'm trying to really organize everything, and because it really makes me curious to know. You know, you are a choreographer and a teacher. You have your own creation. At the same time, you work with choreographers, and you were the performer with for different choreographers. I imagine you talked about this will to be a part of show and to collaborate with different artists. I imagine in the professional ambient, you have to really follow the lead of the choreographer, although you want to give a part of yourself to that piece. How did you make this equilibrium? Because I saw your performances and it's very vivid. I mean, your character and the way you are. And I think it's perfect the way you performed the piece with Bina Bausch, for example. Um, how do you think you can, as a performer, make an equilibrium between what you want and what the choreographer asks you?
I think it's there is something that has to do with mutual trust. Um, my, for my experience, of course, you have to have so much respect and also so much trust about what is your own intuition, your own feeling, and how to integrate and connect with the needs of the choreographer. So it's a beautiful journey if you allowed yourself to be really heart and mind, heart opened. I don't know if you can say like that, and mind opened, and to listen so much. You have to be in that condition where you have to listen to yourself and listen to the other person. And in this process, in this being allowed all of these doors to open, there is this process of mutual trust, and that it's when you can really create together the best that you can, you know. And it really, again, I think it has to do with so much love. I mean, even okay, the way we my experience with Pina is so particular because with her, you know, the process that she has to of create a production, it's very particular because it gives you um, the possibility to be a creator as well. So, and then she will support you in this process that is from both of you. I mean, it's for the dancer and it's for the choreographer. It goes together, and it's so respectful about everything. You know, you just trust each other, and so the aim, for example, for what Pina's Bausch work was, uh, for her, I mean, for my own point of view of the experience I had, it was really to willing and encouraging you to be yourself as much as you could, to be honest and pull out, you know, your person from the person, um, and that kind of you know, pulling out all your fragility or your strength or anything was respectful and was important. So
Wonderful. Um, I imagine that you work with a lot of people from all over the world with different cultures, different background, all together creating a piece, a unique piece that it will remain for as long as it will go on for generations now. Um, for example, the rite of the spring. um, what was your experience working with people from different culture? I know that you went from Italy to collaborate with Wuppertal in Germany. There you met a lot of people, and what it fascinates me this traveling all over the world, meeting, encountering a lot of people. How did this affect you as an artist? Your point of view about the world.
well, this is I mean, to have the opportunity to work with so different, also in the company we were like about 13, 14 different nationality, and this was amazing because it give you the opportunity to really develop a divergent mind and open mind to embrace uh, other cultures, other way looking at life, and a way of thinking or react, or you know, and it was so fantastic and interesting, you know, to because it is like you become richer and richer, you know, in a way, because you really know how the differences makes they are a resource.
Yeah.
There are incredible resources, and so and that is the beauty, that you know, that really you can experience by have this kind of opportunities. So um, this, for me, this was it was difficult to live in you know, all together in this country as Germany, because you know, so different from me from the south of Italy, from the sea, from the sun, and environmentally completely different. or people from Brazil, or, country completely the opposite, But maybe because of that, we wanted to bring even more, pull out the memory and the beauty of what was our own culture, So this needs, this necessity of being even more what we were, what we are. So I think this is it's one of the aspects. And then also the communication, we learn to speak any languages, and if we would not speak the same language, we would anyway, with the movement and with the body language, understand each other. And then in the time, you become so flexible with your body and your mind to communicate with other people that are from other parts of the world. And I think this is fantastic. So yeah.
Super beautiful. I was thinking to ask you also about your creation, as I'm a student. And when I worked with you, for example, what it was very important, what I perceived during working with you was this, that you are using a lot of think that the performers and young dancers, especially, I wanted to also question the, the experience with working with the youngsters. They are the people that they are very young, that they are from another generation, and they want to learn, they want to discover. And from their young experience, you could put on beautiful pieces and create a very, very connected and coherent piece at last as a performance. So I want to know, when you are doing this performance, I mean the output of this process, do you have any sort of preparation, or whatever you are doing, it comes from the experience the dancers, the youngsters giving to you? If you can give us some explanation on that.
Well, this is a difficult question. I think it's always also in this kind of situations, it's the matter of listening, and also I think to stimulate what can, how can how can I stimulate something, some kind of process of creation into somebody else that has a complete, different background or generation or whatsoever. And it's always about being human in a way, that's what is the main thing. And then of course, each one has his own path and history and backgrounds, and so all these elements, ingredients that makes who you are, and then it's also what is your perceiving of the world around you, needs this kind of attention of listening. I mean, in this case, I have to listen, but not what is happening, also beyond that a bit. You have to, sometimes it happened to me to look a bit beyond of what really happens. It can be a little detail of something that gives me that kind of intuition, that perhaps if I go in that direction, this person can pull out something else, like a white rabbit out of the
interesting.
I don't know, but it's always a trying, because when you can nurturing that, that is also a process of growing into be trying, perché I can't really name myself as a choreograph, but it's because it's a process of growing also, that in that field. I mean, you know, the first, what is the that you need, it's that the other person can find his own honest language to express himself.
Of course.
And you are there to support it. And you're trying to push the right button.
Very interesting. And really, thank you. Very inspiring also for me. So, who is the teacher for you? A very simple, short question.
Who is the teacher? Who was?
Or maybe I can correct it. As a teacher, what do you perceive this meaning of being a teacher? Come un insegnante, because
Okay, I had great teachers. I mean, I was so fortunate to have great teachers. But in a way, I see this the teacher. I believe more and more, looking backwards and see where, because as I said before, all that you learn, then there's also a timing of maturity that happens into yourself, and then you realize, oh wow, that's what I was doing there. Now it's coming out in this way, in this other way, and now I understand. And it's like, wow, the teachers are people that the teachers that I had, they were everyone very important. Jean Sebron, Hans Zulich, Alfredo Corvino, all incredible, amazing human beings, in the way that they wanted you to feel the best that you could feel about yourself, and about and helping you in this process, helping you, supporting you in this process. But because they wanted you to feel that amazing achievement. So I think this was in this kind of compassion you cannot find all the time, So I believe a teacher is someone that create an environment where you can grow. So a teacher is someone that want you to know with your heart and your mind what are you doing, and take awareness of that, and let have respect of you, love for you, and for really supporting you on the human side. On the human side. So I was fortunate to have met this sort of people, this sort of great teachers. But first of all, great human beings.
Thank you. And what are your suggestions? I mean, we are going to meet our last minutes of this conversation, beautiful conversation for me. I want to ask from you if you have any sort of suggestion, especially during these times, for young artists, but not only the young artists, for artists in general, the ones that they have this passion to create, to go on. And what are your point of view about it?
Well, you have to always recreate your curiosity, your studying, your discipline. And you get up in the morning and it's like you born again
Yeah.
to a new chance of a new day. And every day it's dependent on you, what you do with that time. And I think it's very important to always redetermine. You have to redetermine what you want to do with this time. How can you, even when you are a bit down and you have a bit lower life condition, you have to always go back to the starting point and to see what you want to do and how can you do it. So for me, it's always searching, curiosity, doing my exercise. For example, the other day I was thinking, because of it, with my age and with all my body, it's going, falling apart. But especially, mechanic thing like my knees and so. And I went and searched about how can I work, for example, with the fitting ball. Doing exercise with fitting ball. And so I went on YouTube and find all the exercise, for example, from different techniques, Pilates or some other techniques that work with the ball, which is a great support if you have injuries or some sort of stuff. And I, codify a little class for myself.
Yeah, to be creative, to find the way for yourself, to be curious.
Yeah, yes, you have to do that if you really have love towards yourself and you want to always do a little step forward. You have to have this strength and try to laugh.
Well,
Yes.
beautiful. And just the very one last question for me, and then I leave this conversational focus to you. Um, do you see the word separate of dance, or do you see it as a unique thing? I mean, as a dancer, how do you see a word? If you see something separated, or you've been always having this thought that they are something together, do you feel yourself something separated as someone that you had a career of a dancer, about all this word that is going around you? What is the point of view? Do you feel someone separate about it?
But you mean separate as a because I am in the field of dancing or the dance? Well, look, nowadays it's you have to be always very clear what it is for you dance. I mean, there are so many like entertainment things, that media and politics and people that are truly on top of the mountains, that say what other people have to do or not to do, that are really, I mean, ignorant. I mean, that is a very dangerous things. And so they think about dance as an entertainment, like this, I don't know, TV shows that they do, Amici miei, ballando sotto le stelle, all this kind of And then I think, where am I? You know, but it doesn't matter. I mean, this is a reality that is a. I believe I am from a branch of a more intellectual dance, you know, kind of dance, um, and this, a research. It's more of a, like to be more a philosopher than, you know, entertainment. Or of course everything is can have is beauty, it's side of beauty, and you have to look for it. I don't know, but I think we have to absolutely be come si dice, testa dura, to be, to integrate what is dance. I mean, Pina used to say, I remember an interview for, I think it was in the 80s, this interview. I saw that, and there was in the exposition in the museum in Bonn, where I worked for the foundation. There was this beautiful interview to her, and she was in Rome. I think it was in the beginning of the career. And the journalist asked her, Nureyev, saying that you are not doing dance. You are not doing, you know, dance performance. And she said, well, it depends. If you think dance is only ballet, of course, or, you know, entertainment, well, you can see it in that way. I think dance is everywhere.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, and I think you know, the stage of existence is a huge, unbelievable dance, full of things and details and messages, and everything in a way dance. And you can perceive that and create from that and listening. And there's so much. We all integrate. I mean, it's everywhere. The, you know, the information, this everywhere. You are surrounded.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed this 1 hour approximately with you. I've learned a lot. I hope that the audience will really see this precisely and will learn like I did too. Thank you for your time and thank you for this beautiful conversation we shared today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nia, to give me this opportunity to share thing. I hope you know, I just, it just comes from directly, you know, it's also improvisation.
Yes.
It comes.
Yes, yes, yes. It was a very honest, sincere, beautiful, beautiful interview. Thank you very much. And till later. Thank you, teacher. Thank you. Ciao.
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 Thank you.